Hey FFP family, welcome to What's for Dinner Wednesday here at the Family Fulfillment Project. Tonight I'm going to be sharing with you one of our staple dinners that we love and we have probably once a week. It's our go-to quick and easy dinner. Just 4 ingredients, super simple. The kids love it, we love it. It's filling, has protein, has potatoes, and has vegetables. So it's very simple. Let's get this started and in the oven because dinner is running late. So you want to start off by pulling out your largest cookie sheet that you own. I have a very large one. Just for having such a large family. I got this at a cooking store, like an industrial restaurant supply store, and I really enjoy it and like how it works for the family. So I'm gonna lay this right here. And then I'm gonna start off with 5 potatoes. All right, so I'm gonna start by cutting my potato in half. I've already washed them. You wanna make sure you always wash your potatoes. And I just cut them very thin sliced, especially right now because I don't have much time for dinner to cook. If I had a longer time, I'd probably cut them a little bit thicker, but my kids really like them when they're like kind of in chip format. So you could use also a potato slicer, but I usually do about this thickness. That way they can crisp up really quickly in about 20 minutes. So I'm not very precise when I cook this because it doesn't really matter. So at the ends, I just kind of chop them up into little pieces. I toss it on here and then I'll toss it with some oil in just a bit. But I'm gonna continue chopping all these up and then we'll move on to the next ingredient. Cut the ends off, make sure you do that. You wanna cut off the little stubble and then just slice away. I think I'm only gonna do 3 potatoes. These potatoes are pretty big. These are just organic yams that I got at Costco. You can get a bag there for pretty cheap, or you can get that at the grocery store or anywhere really. You can also use the white sweet potatoes. I know that's really confusing. A lot of people call these sweet potatoes, but I'm pretty sure these are actually technically yams. I call them sweet potatoes too, but I just figured I'd call them the correct thing, which is yams. But I've used white ones as well. I've used regular potatoes. I've also used these little potatoes. Nope, I don't have any. I've also used like little itty potatoes and just cut those in half. So really you can use any potato that you like. The neighbor just gifted us a whole bag of potatoes the other day, so we've been using those as well. Kind of whatever works, but my favorite is sweet potato. So now that I have a full tray, I'm going to throw away the stubble. I'm not going to do these 2 extra potatoes because I just don't need them. Put those over here. Now I'm going to just drizzle it with oil and toss them. What's these evil laughing downstairs? Okay. So usually I would just use 1 cookie sheet, but I made an extra bunch of potatoes because the kids have been eating these as chips lately. So I just try to pick them out as like 1 little layer, but first I need to salt and pepper. Some pepper, some salt. Be pretty generous with the salt because it is like a chip. Unless you're watching your sodium levels, and then don't. Make sure you're pretty sparing with the salt. Then I'm gonna toss it again. You can of course do this in a bowl with tongs or however you want, but since it's just my family eating it tonight, I'm just using my hands. And then I just place them all out. Try to do it like individually because I don't flip them. I just preheat the oven to 415, 425 on convection. And I just let them bake away just as they are because then they're being baked on both sides. But if you don't have the convection setting on your oven, that's totally fine. Just crank that up to 425 and then make sure you flip them about halfway through the cook time. If you have too many to do a single layer, that's totally fine. It's not exact science. I just kind of lay them out so they're all evenly exposed. I just try to make it so they're not sitting exactly on top. So that's my potatoes. I accidentally only preheated my oven to 400, so I just cranked it to 425. But I put the potatoes in anyway. After I cut up the sausages, I'll throw those on the bottom rack. Since this is a convection oven, that means that the heat is being evenly dispersed all throughout the oven. Next, I'm gonna get my next cookie sheet out. This is another large one, a non-stick. And I bought these Adele sausages. They sell them at Trader Joe's, they sell them at Fred Meyer, they sell them at all the local grocery stores. I'm pretty sure they sell them all throughout the country. I found them. I'm pretty sure they also sell them at Walmart. I've seen them at Walmart in Florida. So all throughout the country you can find these. There's chicken apple, there's pineapple, there's spicy Italian. There's a bunch of different kinds. My kids just prefer the chicken apple sausages, so that's what we go for. So I just open up the packaging, throw that away, and we usually just eat 2. So that's what I'm gonna make today. And then I just line them up, hello. I just line them up in a row. And then I also cut these pretty thin, but it also depends on your preference of cooking, because I like them to be fairly crispy. So I like to cut them on the thinner side. You can cut them thicker, and it's a pre-cooked sausage, so you just need to make sure it gets to the right temperature. Some of these are a little bit big, so I'm just going through and cutting them in half. And I think Ben just got home. Okay, so I'm gonna spread out these sausages, and now we're gonna add our veggies. Hey, honey.
Hello there.
Welcome home.
Honey, I'm home.
Did you give me vacuum bags?
I did. You're welcome.
Hi. I didn't say thank you.
Shut up, I said you're welcome.
So our next ingredient is frozen vegetables. You can also use fresh veggies. I've used fresh broccoli, fresh green beans, really anything of your heart desire. I've used corn, I've used it all. Whatever's in my fridge is kind of a dump meal. But I just picked up this vegetable medley from the store the other day, and it's frozen. I'm just gonna take them and sprinkle them out throughout the sausages so it's not blocking a lot of them, and they'll roast up really yummy. So I'm gonna do that now. And I just try to do even portions of vegetables and potatoes and sausage. Sausages and my veggies are on the tray. I'm gonna stick this in the oven too. And again, I'm gonna stick this on the bottom rack under my potatoes. What? I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes from now, and then we'll check on the progress and see how it's cooking.
Good evening, everybody. I'm subbing in for Becca, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm supposed to check on the food, so let's see if it's not burning. Woo! That's hot.
Is it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it's browning nicely. I would say it's about done.
All right, it's not done yet, but one was done, so I'm gonna eat that one. It's getting pretty close to being done. The potatoes, at least. I usually pull out those a little bit sooner so they can cool. For this guy. Can you say hi?
So Becca's kind of down for the count right now after smashing her head a couple days ago, so I'm gonna try to take over as much as I can so that she can have a little bit of much needed rest.
Ben's gonna finish our What's for Dinner Wednesday, guys, because I'm finding that when I try to speak, it's harder to talk. Like I keep messing up my words. Like they're not coming out like I want them to, and I keep like blurring. It's like my brain's kind of in a fog, so I'm gonna call the doctor again tomorrow, but I'm ready to not be throwing up or hitting my head on anything for a while. I swear we're usually a really fun family, I promise.
So far 2019 has been basically completely loaded with sickness in our house or some weird thing going on. So it started out as January 1st. Becca, I think it was on the 1st you went to the ER, or the 2nd? Becca got really sick, and then all the kids got sick, and it's been like a week and a half of that, and now this. So we're not off to a very good start, 2019. We need a redo. But at least dinner looks good. All right, looks like it's done. Let's take it out. No, back up, back up. Ooh, look at that. That looks tasty. Back up. Hot, hot, hot. And we'll give the sausages a couple more minutes. Like those to get a little bit more well done. But, whoa, buddy! See, they're all gonna get a little bit brown on the edges. A little nice and crispy. Starting to like leak a little bit. That's the perfect setup right where we want to be. We're looking good. Whoa. All right, couple more minutes and now everything else is done. So let's take it out and then we can serve up some dinner. Here we go. All right. Everything's getting nice and browned up there. We're looking good. Does that look amazing? I think everybody's hungry.
One thing that we did forget to do is to stir the veggies and the sausage. You want to make sure you stir those so that the veggies can crisp up and the underside of the sausage can as well, because you don't want the liquid of the veggies sitting on top of the sausage the whole time. Just FYI, make sure you stir that. I was laying on the couch, so I didn't, and I forgot to tell them.
You want some food?
Dear Jesus, thank you for this wonderful day today. Thank you for the wonderful food we had, or we're having. And I hope we have a really good day tonight. And it's a beautiful day. Amen.
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 Very good.
That was so good.
Thanks for making